What is up, fight fans, and welcome back to the channel. If you thought the MMA world was going to give us a quiet weekend, you were dead wrong. The 315 just wrapped up in Montreal, Canada, and boy, did it deliver some seismic shifts in the landscape. We're talking title changes, controversial decisions, emotional farewells, and a Canadian crowd that was absolutely electric for the UFC's big return after a decade. The biggest headline of the night? We have a new king at 170 pounds. That's right, the welterweight division has been turned on its head. Did Belal Muhammad's reign come to a shocking end? We're going to break down that monumental clash, the co-main event title fight, the heart-wrenching drama surrounding a legend's last stand, and everything else that made UFC 315 an unforgettable night. You do not want to miss this breakdown. So buckle up, hit that button, and let's dive straight into the aftermath of a wild night in Montreal. All right, let's get straight to the news that's got everyone talking. The Welterweight Championship main event between the now former champion, Belal, remember the name Muhammad, and the challenger, Della Maddalena. Montreal was buzzing for this one, and the fight itself lived up to the hype, culminating in a result that has sent shockwaves through the 170-pound division. For weeks, the buildup was intense. Belal, known for his relentless pressure and suffocating grappling, was looking to solidify his reign against the dangerous Aussie striker, Della Maddalena, who has been on an absolute tear. The Bell Center was absolutely rocking as these two made their walks. From the opening bell, it was clear this was going to be a high-stakes, strategic affair. Della Maddalena came out looking incredibly sharp, his boxing crisp and his movement fluid. He was clearly not intimidated by the champion and landed some significant shots early, really setting the tone. Belal, true to form, was trying to close the distance, looking to implement his grappling game and wear Jack down against the cage. The early rounds were a chess match, Della Maddalena's striking accuracy versus Muhammad's persistent pressure. We saw some great exchanges on the feet with both men having their moments. Jack seemed to be getting the better of the stand-up, tagging Belal on several occasions, showcasing that power and precision that has made him such a feared contender. As the fight wore on into the championship rounds, the question was whether Della Maddalena could maintain his output and avoid Belal's takedowns, or if Belal's legendary cardio and grinding style would eventually take over. There were moments where Belal managed to get it to the clinch, working hard for those takedowns, but Jack showed incredible resilience and takedown defense, scrambling back to his feet and making Belal work for every single inch. The striking differential seemed to be the story of the fight. Della Maddalena was just a step ahead in those exchanges, landing cleaner, harder shots throughout the contest. The judges saw it that way too, and when the scorecards were read, and new welterweight champion of the world, Della Maddalena. The crowd in Montreal went absolutely insane. A new king has been crowned at 170 pounds. Della Maddalena, through a phenomenal performance, has defeated Belal Muhammad to capture UFC gold. A truly stunning outcome, and a testament to JDM's skill and game plan. For Belal Muhammad, this is undoubtedly a tough pill to swallow. He fought hard, but on this night in Montreal, Della Maddalena was the better man. The welterweight division has a new champion, and a host of new possibilities have just opened up. What a performance! What a moment for Della Maddalena! The shocker isn't just that Belal lost, but the dominant fashion in which a new champion announced his arrival. But the championship drama didn't stop there, folks. In the co-main event, we had another massive title fight as the legendary Valentina "Bullet" Shevchenko defended her women's flyweight championship against the surging French contender, Manon "the Beast" Fiorot. This was a highly anticipated clash, with Fiorot riding an impressive win streak and looking like a serious threat to Shevchenko's long and dominant reign. This fight was a tactical battle from start to finish. Shevchenko, ever the composed and calculated champion, was looking to pick her shots and counter Fiorot's aggression. Manon Fiorot came out strong, not afraid to engage with the champion, showcasing her power and diverse striking arsenal. She landed some good shots and proved she belonged in there with one of the greatest female fighters of all time. The fight went the full 5 rounds, and it was a close, competitive affair. Both women had success. Shevchenko landed her signature counterstrikes, and Fiorot pressed the action, looking to impose her strength. There were some intriguing grappling exchanges as well, with both fighters showcasing their skills on the mat. When it went to the judges' scorecards, the tension was palpable. The crowd waited, and the decision came in. And still, Valentina Shevchenko retained her UFC Women's Flyweight Championship. It was a hard-fought victory for Bullet, who once again proved her championship medal against a very dangerous opponent. Manon Fiorot certainly showed she's a top contender and will undoubtedly be back in the title picture very soon. But for now, Valentina Shevchenko's reign continues. What a champion she is, consistently taking on the toughest challengers and finding a way to win. Montreal was treated to a high-level display from two of the best flyweights on the planet. Now, we have to talk about a moment that was both heartbreaking and controversial. The King of Rio, the legendary Jose Aldo, stepped into the octagon, potentially for the last time, against Ayman Zahabi. This fight was originally slated for bantamweight, but shifted to featherweight after Aldo unfortunately missed weight by a significant margin, coming in 8 pounds over. Despite that, the fight went on, and it became one of the major talking points of the night for all the wrong reasons. The fight itself was competitive. Aldo showed flashes of his former brilliance, his trademark leg kicks were there, and he landed some good combinations. Ayman Zahabi, fighting in front of his home Montreal crowd, stood his ground and had his own moments of success. It went the distance, and many watching, including fellow fighters, felt Aldo had done enough to get the nod. However, when the scorecards were read, it was a unanimous decision victory for Ayman Zahabi. The decision was immediately met with an outcry from fans and fighters alike. Brazilian fighters like Renato Moicano and Rafael dos Anjos were quick to voice their opinions, with some calling it one of the worst decisions in the sport. Many fans echoed these sentiments, believing Aldo was robbed not only in this fight, but also in his previous outing against Mario Bautista at UFC 307. But the real gut punch came after the decision. An emotional Jose Aldo took the microphone and with tears in his eyes announced his retirement from mixed martial arts. He said, "I just don't have it in my heart anymore. I think this is the last time you're going to see me." Man, what a moment. To see a legend like Jose Aldo, a two-time featherweight champion, a UFC Hall of Famer, go out like that, on a controversial decision after missing weight. It's a tough scene. Regardless of this result, Jose Aldo's legacy is cemented. He's one of the greatest to ever do it, a pioneer of the lighter weight classes, and he gave us countless unforgettable moments. It's the end of an era, and the MMA world will miss the King of Rio. Thank you, Jose Aldo. Beyond the title fights and Aldo's retirement, UFC 315 in Montreal had other significant moments. We also saw a key women's flyweight bout between Alexa Grasso and Della. Grasso, looking to bounce back and make a statement, put on a clinical performance, reminding everyone why she's a former champion and still a major force in the division. That fight delivered action and further shaped the landscape at 125 pounds. And we have to give a shout out to the city of Montreal. This was the UFC's first event back in this passionate Canadian fight city since UFC 186 all the way back in April 2015. That's a decade-long wait, and the fans showed up in droves, creating an incredible atmosphere inside the Bell Center all night long. You could feel the energy through the broadcast. It's always great to see the UFC return to markets that have such a rich history with the sport, and Montreal certainly proved it's a top-tier fight town. Hopefully, it won't be another 10 years before the Octagon returns. The entire card was filled with action, and the Canadian fans definitely got their money's worth. So there you have it, folks. A truly monumental night at UFC 315 in Montreal. A new welterweight king was crowned in Jack Della Maddalena after he dethroned Belal Muhammad in a stunning performance. Valentina Shevchenko defended her flyweight title against a tough Manon Fiorot. And we bid a bittersweet farewell to the legendary Jose Aldo after a controversial decision and his emotional retirement. Plus, a fantastic return to Montreal for the UFC. What was the biggest moment of UFC 315 for you? Do you agree with the decision in the Aldo fight? Who should Jack Della Maddalena defend his new welterweight title against first? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments section below. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to stay up to date with all the latest MMA news, drama, and analysis, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Give this video a thumbs up if you appreciated the recap. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.